that noise. I'm so sorry. It's just, I like the sound of just, oh, let me turn it. The sound of just nails tapping. I just love that noise. Like the sound of them like just clacking, just. Oh. I'm sorry. Let me stop. What is up, you guys? It is Jordan, and welcome back to Jordan Whatever, bruh. And today, we are reviewing another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 17, Episode 2. Since we're doing Season 17, I went for this, like, oceany, like, water look, because that was the promo, so yeah. Now, once again, I do want to say that I do think the format or like the pacing of this episode was a little weird since they do like the runway, then the talent show. And I'm pretty sure they do that so the queens can have, time to rate because they want the talent show to be fresh in their minds. So once again, if this episode is feeling a little all over the place or this review is feeling a little all over the place, I do think that it will be better by episode 3 because I think hopefully we will go back to like normal drag race where it's like the challenge then the looks, unless it's like it's like one of those commercial ones, but those make more sense. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Just know that. So if the pacing feels a bit weird, that's why. Go ahead and grab some popcorn. I didn't tell y'all that last time. Grab some popcorn, get some candy, grab a drink. We're gonna be here for a good second. Get comfortable. Also, before we start, if you like my content, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video everywhere and go down in the description and follow me all over my social medias. All right, let's get into it. So the next episode starts with the queens coming back in after Susie Toots win. They congratulate her. Everybody's kind of, vibing, and they're like, I don't want to dampen the mood, but, Acacia, how you feeling? And I love Acacia. She goes, I'm very damp. Like, I felt like I did a talent and everybody else didn't do that. And I just don't get why I was voted in the bottom. And honestly, that's valid. That is for sure valid. Nevertheless, what's done is done, and she's gonna have to lip sync in this episode. So we go on into the next day where the girls, bright and fresh and early, and it is the talent show. Again, it is part 2, so just in case anybody was confused, basically the girls who did not do the talent show last week are doing it this week, and the girls who already did their talent show will be rating them. Okay, so I don't want to stay too long into like the actual workroom. I would like to just get on with the runways and the challenge, but just a few notes that I have. Ariete seems to have a big crush on Lucky, and I think Lucky reciprocates the feeling because, he goes up to Ariete, is like, hey, do you have any purple? As if they're not covered in purple. Like, I can't, but honestly, we've all been there, girl. Like, me too. I'd be like, oh, hey, like, that's like me asking for lip oil, and literally my bag is filled with lip oil. Like, you can ask anybody. My bag will always be filled with lip oil. So if I'm going up to you going like, hey, do you have any, like, Carmex or, like, girl, I already have it. I'm just asking because you're cute. Also, Corey King. I was saying Jory King all last episode. How dare y'all just let me do that? But Corey King and Lydia seem to have this little thing going on between them, which looks real cute. I mean, honestly, I'm never like, oh my god, I'm never like, oh, like that with when it comes to like the RuPaul like couples or drag race like couples in the competition. There's only been one time where I was like, oh my god, I'm for this storyline of them like having a relationship, and that was season 11 between Vanjie and Brooklyn Heights. They have my heart. Every time I rewatch that season, I'm kicking my feet, giggling like, oh my god, they're so in love. And I know they didn't work out, but just in my mind they did. And I don't want to like headcanon like real life people, but in my mind they're end game. We do have a little special surprise all the way from the UK. Lawrence Cheney comes in. She comes in just to talk to the girls, give them a little bit of motivation. And I mean, it was cute. Like, of course, it didn't do anything big in the episode, but I'm always happy to see Lawrence. I think that they are just real funny, and I enjoy their time. So when they're there, I'm like, okay, it's a when Lawrence Cheney is there, it's a good time. So I'm not complaining. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the runway. Anything else that the queens mentioned in the workroom, I'll go ahead and talk about it when I get to them, if that makes any sense. So, moving on to the runway, the category is Let Them Eat Cake, which is like showing off, your ass. Let them eat cake. And honestly, if we're gonna talk about this entire category, it was kind of to me, but we will get into it, girl. All right, first up on the runway is Sam Starr, who says they are inspired by a previous, I think it's Mantino is the word, collection, where it looks like you can actually cut into the outfits. And I just have to say that I think that it is actually really beautiful. It is, I mean, I would say it's simple, but I mean, it's like I would say it's simple for the category. Let them eat cake. She's dressed as cake, but I think that it is really smart. I think they look beautiful. I think it's very clean, and I will say that I did think like it looks like cake, and I'm hungry. I wanted some cake at that time, so I think that the mission was accomplished. Category accomplished. So I would have to say that they did very good, and I very much enjoyed this. Next up is Anya Nerve, who says she is serving Peach. She comes out in this peach like gown with this like corset that's a little like pinkish, and at the back there is a leaf, and when she flips it up you can see her derriere. And I have to be honest, it was a little basic for me. Once again, I am not a drag queen. I can't do a half of what these women do. I mean, at least I don't do a half of what all these girls do. They are incredible and amazing. So just please keep that in mind. That being said, I do think that it was a little basic, and it's one of those things where like it's a beautiful look, but I feel like you really, since it is so like clean cut, this is what it is. I feel like it really just has to be like great. And it's one of those things where it's not like it's bad, but it's just like, how do I say? Like it's one of those things, you're like, oh yeah, you really want it to be, perfect if you're gonna do something so simple. And that's almost saying like it's bad, or there's certain parts of it that looks bad, but it's not even that. It's just certain parts where I wanted more. For instance, I really would have wanted her waist to be like cinched in more. Like I feel like I don't know how much she can do, but I feel like she could have cinched in a little more to very much give it that, that curviness, especially since when she shows her butt, it's gonna look even more curvy and big, in my personal opinion. I also just think that the leaf was kind of just like, it just did like this, like it was sewed onto the dress like this, and so it just goes like this. um I would have liked if the leaf was to the side, or if there were two leaves to the side. And I get that like it's almost like the peach emoji, or like a peach where it's only you ever see one leaf. But if there was two leaves to the side, and then like you turned them open to see like her butt, I think that would have been really really cute. Like I feel like that would have been so much better. I also, and I mean, I get why every girl did this, but it's like you're wearing nude illusion like tights and stuff like that, and so it kind of like messes up the category for me of like showing your butt, because we don't see your butt. We see these nude illusion tights and things like that. And I also think that that was another thing that brought her down. And it's like, because every girl was doing it, so I couldn't be too mad at her. But it's just, since the outfit was the way it was, I think that was just another thing to add on, because it's like, okay, like, yeah, we can see your butt. Also, I would just want to say that even though the whole outfit is peach, obviously I get that, I get, peach, because it's beautiful, it's what they usually compare to, like butts. Even though that is the whole thing, I still don't think that it very much read oh yeah, but the category is me talking about my butt. It's talking about my cake. Especially since, it's like the thing where she lifts up the leaf. So it's like, oh, it's almost like a little tidbit. Like, oh yeah, here, you get to see my butt. Not like, oh, the category is it cake? So overall, it was a good outfit. I know that I just kind of like went down the line of like what I don't like about it, but I do think it was a good outfit. I just think that it could have been better. All right, next up is Crystal Envy, who I'm not gonna stay on for too long because I actually don't know what the reference of their look is. I do know that it is apparently some type of reference from, I think, a show. And I didn't do my good research on it. I do think that it is a cute, like, out of the box look. They're apparently supposed to be some little girl. It's like this whole thing. They said that they're giving New Jersey, and everybody seemed to agree. And I just want to say I'm sorry that I didn't do enough research on it, so I'm not gonna stay on it for long. And my personal opinion, it's not for me, but I do think that for the category, and I mean, obviously when I can say that it's not for me, and I said that last time about her look, and now looking back on it, I wish I hadn't said that because her look actually was pretty freaking good for the category. And so I'm also going to say that this is pretty freaking good for the category, and I think I should stop saying that it's not for me because a lot of looks are not for me, you know? We're going to move on. Okay, so next up is Corey King, who comes out in this Monet Exchange outfit that Monet wore in Work the World. And I do get why they did this because Monet, if you watch the show, Monet in the show is known for having, her beautiful booty, which I'm pretty sure is natural. She just has a naturally big, glorious butt. It's honestly, it makes me a little jealous personally. And so I get why they chose Monet, but I don't really think that even though they chose this, I don't really think that this fit the category. One, number two, I don't like how the look looks on them. Number three, if you're going to pick Monet, I would have not. Why would you pick that one? Like, I guess because you take it off and you reveal your butt, but I would have picked an outfit where it's already showing off Monet's like beautiful butt. And I'm honestly a little surprised that Corey didn't do as well in this category, seeing as though they came in saying like, girl, I am the body queen, I believe in everything is bigger and better. And of course their butt did look big and beautiful, but overall I just didn't like the look. Like, it gave me nothing. Like, okay, we know you have a beautiful butt, we know that you're gonna look good with your beautiful butt, but you can do that. They could have done that any other way in the competition. They could always wear, like, I mean, what do you call that? Is it like a bodysuit? What I'm trying to say is they're always gonna have the good padding. And so if there's an outfit like that one where it can end up showing off their butt, it's like, yeah, you look good. And we know your butt looks great, and we know that it looks big, and we know that you pad well, but what else can you, like, you're gonna do that anyways, so you have to add a little more zhuzh when it comes to specifically to this category, which is it cake, which is show us your ass, which is make it more unique. And while, like I said, while I do get why they chose Monet, I would not have chose that Monet outfit. And that's just me personally. I don't know if they chose, like I said, I don't know if they chose it for the reveal, but I feel like Monet's had better reveals than that. I also don't know if they chose it because people know that outfit or like know specifically that look. But I also do just think that it was too referencey. I think that it was a little too referencey. Also, I did not know that the outfit that Corey is wearing, that is Monet's like actual outfit. I'm pretty sure that they said because I saw like a little clip of their podcast. I'm pretty sure that they said that Corey bought it from them. Girl, imagine having the money to buy something from Monet Exchange. It could never be me. While that is cool and I do love Corey, I'm gonna have to say that this look is a no for me, babes. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm being too mean. I gotta tone it down a little bit. Next up is Lexi Love, who comes out in this outfit where the TV, I think it's when the TV goes static or like the channel gets cut off. And honestly, it brought me back because though I am young, y'all, not me self glazing, though I am young, I did used to have my TV go off. I was still there when cable was a thing, and it was awful and it was terrible, and my whole life fell apart truly when the TV came off. But nevertheless, they have this like static like TV outfit. They're holding like an actual TV, and they turn around and you can see their cute butt. And I just have to say, I knew that Lexi was going to be like a like fashion queen. I knew that they were gonna hit it on the runway, but and not even to be rude, I did not expect them to be this creative. Like when I saw their first look, I was like, oh, they're going to look beautiful. They're going to really give it, and they're going to look amazing. And they do. They look beautiful. They look amazing every time they step out on the runway. But I didn't expect them to be almost kind of like a like I want to say club kid, but I don't want to say club kid because I don't really know if it's that vibe, but almost kind of like so I guess kind of like club kid or scene or like kooky like creative like with their looks. But now that I'm thinking about it, when I think of people like you when you think of drag queens like Lux, they kind of have different ideas where they pop out and they somehow mix beautiful with these unique creative club kiddish ideas. So I don't know why I'm gagging. Like honestly, they that's how they do it. That being said, I hate this look. No. That being said, I really love this look. I think it might be my favorite look on the runway. Like I think this is my favorite look on the runway. Girl, Lexi got me over here stuttering like I mean, she's just so beautiful. All right, let's move on. Also, one thing. The girls kept talking about how they were worried for Lexi in the workroom, and it's not because she said that she was spoilers that she was gonna do her talent show on skates, but because she's old, but she's 33. She's 33, guys. Can we be so serious? She's young. She's not that old. Number one. Two, Jules Sparkles. I kind of hate that. Jules Sparkles was the one saying, like she has old bones, and it's just I'm a little worried for her. And not even trying to be shady, but girl, you are one to talk for somebody who had their whole spine taken out. And I'm not saying that to shade her. I'm just saying you better than anybody should know not to judge a book by its cover, Miss Girl. Like you are the epitome of you still got it if you believe. Truly. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. So for you to be like,
I mean, girl, she got them old bones.
ma'am, be so serious. Next up is Harmona Lisa, who I'm not gonna talk about completely in this episode yet. I'm gonna wait until we get later on in the episode to them. But girl, I say I love Harmona Lisa, and I love her because the other queens don't. I love her because the other queens don't. Sue me. And I will say a little bit when she was in that workroom, being a little full of herself, I was like, girl, you are delusional. I love it. I love it. All right. And she comes out on the runway and a reference to Marie Antoinette's Let Them Eat Cake. With like two, I think they were like pieces of cake or like icing on her butt. And girl, you cut to Michelle and she is fuming, mad, pressed than a panini that she just saw another Marie Antoinette outfit on this damn stage. Stop. And I have to agree. I have to agree. No more Marie Antoinette. Like, y'all are not going to change. Y'all not going to pave the direction. Y'all are not going to change it up. Okay? Like, first things first, no one is ever going to be better than Raja's Marie Antoinette. You're not gonna change my mind. You're not going to convince me. I mean, of course, there are other Marie Antoinettes that I like. For instance, I love Nymphia's Detox when she did the Let Them Eat Cake. I love that. And then Adriana and Canada's Drag Race. I loved their look. But no one is going to be better than Raja, and therefore I think we need to stop with the Marie Antoinette outfits. Y'all are not going to, y'all are never going to change it up enough to where it's like, oh my god, this is so fresh and new, and oh my god, I love it, and you look beautiful, and oh my, and even though we've seen this look 30 times before, you really changed it to look just so amazing. That's not going to happen. That being said, it's not even that Hormona looks bad. It's just that we've seen it before, and so therefore I'm not impressed. It's based on what we've seen, and we've seen other queens do it so well. Like I said, for instance, Raja and Nymphia, the queens I've mentioned. When Hormona came out, I was like, okay, it's a Marie Antoinette reference. I've seen it. I've seen it better. I've enjoyed it more. I, it didn't do anything for me. That being said, out of the two in this episode, I will have to say that her Marie Antoinette was indeed better in this episode. But in general, I'm not living. And I know some people are like, well, we were not supposed to be like, we don't want to compare to other seasons. But when it comes to an outfit or a reference that's used all the time, I think that there has to be a time where we have to like there's going to be a time where we start to compare, because we're on season 17. Everything has to be bigger, has to be better. You don't want to go into a new season worse. You don't want the looks to get worse. You want them to get better. So when we just come off of season 16 with Nymphia, who just did a Marie Antoinette look, and her look was pretty good. I'm not gonna say it was like one of the best, but her look was pretty good. And then you come up next, and your look is like, okay, we've seen it before, and the same thing with Nymphia, like we've seen it before. It's gonna be like, okay, well, girl, we're gonna compare. But even then, if you're saying we shouldn't compare seasons, we can also just compare this episode in general, in which once again I guess she did look better, but still, it's a no for me, babes. I'm not living. I do love Hormona though. I do love Hormona though, and I hope that they stay really really long. Spoiler, like they were almost cut short, but I really hope that this second, I'm not gonna talk about it right now. I'm not gonna talk about it right now. I'm gonna move on. Next up is Alana Jarre, who comes out in an outfit that I fully want for myself. I'm not even joking. They come out in this like green leopard print outfit, which first off, just the way that it looks on them, beautiful. I love green. Green is one of my favorite colors, and it's a forest green. I love the freaking color. And then I'm just so happy that they didn't wear tights. And with the outfit, you really could not wear tights. So, they turn around and you just kind of see their pretty glowing ass, like with these ribbons around it, because they have ribbons on their arms. And the dress is like tied with the ribbons. They look beautiful. This is one of my favorite looks of that. Like, I love Lexi Love's video. I love Lexi Love's outfit. I really also love Lana's outfit. I just think that they look so good, and I want the outfit. I want the outfit. Now, granted, it probably wouldn't work for my skin tone. I mean, I have worn dark forest, but I just don't think that it worked for my skin tone. But it goes so well with their skin tone. They're dark. And their makeup is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. Eating a burger with no honey mustard.
Eating a burger with no honey mustard. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. Eating a burger with no.
Thank you, Lana, for just girl, you got me at a loss for words. I can't even talk. Ugh. Next up is Acacia Forgot, whose outfit, I don't know, the way they were holding it, it resembled like a house or a castle to me. I know they said that they were like, back in the day, one of those girls who was just walking around looking lovely, and then they turn around and they show us their cute little hairy butt. I was, you know what? I like the points of like I truly do think that the girl should have like not worn tights. Like unless you are, for instance, a padded queen like Corey, I don't really think that she should have worn tights or anything. So I'm really glad that they didn't do that. However, this look is not good. It is plain and not Jane. One, and I mean, for instance, like not in the for instance, but the bottom, like it looks like obviously I'm assuming it looks like a little fence, like it's meant to look like that. And I every time I looked at it, I just kept thinking Romeo and Juliet. Don't ask me why. I don't know. That's just what I thought of. It's not a good look. It's it's not. It's actually kind of a bad one. I mean, they did have the is it cake thing, they had the little they had like a little pool, and I just want to say the second I saw that outfit and the second I saw them pull that, I knew that they were gonna do that and they were gonna use it in the lip sync. I was like, oh girl, if it was me, I was like, I would use it in a lip sync. So the second I saw that, I'm like, when she lip syncs tonight, I know she's gonna use that. And speaking of a case you forgot, she has to lip sync tonight, obviously, and so she is thinking of being really, really strategic with her voting. So she's kind of like, like going around. She was going around the workroom trying to ask the girls, "What are you doing? What's happening?" And when she goes to ask Hermona, she goes, "Oh, I know somebody who knows Dolly." She's like, "So I could get you like a song in with her. I can get you to talk to her and y'all can get, y'all a song in together. Um, I mean, obviously you would have to like not vote me in the bottom, so you're just, but just keep that in mind while you're voting. I mean, girl, that would have not worked on me either. I would have definitely voted her to the bottom. like you were doing nothing with that. But I just want to say that they were being very strategic and smart, because essentially whoever's in the bottom is who they're going to lip sync against. And so I would be asking the girls what they were doing, but I'd also be going up to the girls who are voting, like my first episode girls, and being like, hey sis, like how are you planning on voting? Try to sway them, or kind of like talk to like get them to vote for somebody else, especially during the Untucked. I would have been like, oh, I personally feel like, oh, this person didn't do as well. I mean, that's what I would have done, and I think that is what they tried to do. I just don't think that it was as hard, seeing though, the way the talent show happened and the way that the results were going, and also how the queens were feeling about everybody. But once again, we'll get into that later. But I just want to say, I think that they were playing a smart game. That being said, do not like this look at all. But also, I don't really think that it matters, obviously, because it's not a good look. But also, they're lip syncing this episode, so either way, good look or not, either way they would be lip syncing. Moving on. Next up is Ari Eddie, who says they are giving like time traveling elf and this like fully silver outfit, and it is honestly, it's so pretty. You guys know I love Ari Eddie, so it's gonna be hard for me not to like their look. I think that they look really, really good. They are wearing skin tights, but I also do think that they are wearing pads, so I can't be too mad at it. Um, Overall, like I said, I really feel like the category of like, is it cake, kind of just is like lost in the sauce, because first things first, I don't think that you should name it is it cake unless it is like, I mean, obviously the whole thing is very obvious that they should be showing their butt, but I don't think that it should be is it cake unless it's like everybody's gonna have some type of cake reference. But we probably would have got so many more Marie Antoinettes, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But overall, I still do think that their look is really, really good. I love the swoosh in their hair, and then just I love their makeup, but like the swoosh in their hair with their makeup, it's just opulent. It's beautiful. I was looking at their outfit and I was like, they also have no jewelry on their neck. And I'm just one of those people, obviously, who's like, girl, you gotta have something around your neck. I do think that it works a little better in their situation because the outfit is completely silver. And it's big. They have these big like shoulders and the swoop and everything. So I feel like that works better than with On Your Nerve. However, I still would have liked like maybe like I think nothing dangly. I would have liked a choker, but also I do understand that that kind of it like even the smallest choker can make it look like you have no neck, and it would make them look stubby. So me personally, I would have liked to see what would happen if they just added on like little rhinestone, like a little silver rhinestone choker or something. But that's just me. I'm just being like, that's just me adding on my little twist or my little, that's me being picky. I still do really like this outfit. Moving on. All right, the next queen to come out is Jules Sparkles, who says that their outfit is representative of the Puerto Rican and Cuban flags. And when I first saw this look, I was like, "Oh my god, this is great. I'm not mad at it." But upon further looking at it, I think it's cute. As somebody who wears baggy pants, unless the pants are pulled all the way down, the the crotch on the pants is never gonna look that low. And I will say that on her jumpsuit, it looks a little low. Like it looks a little low. It looks like I could do this, which I that image is kind of terrible. But it looks like I could do that. Um, Also, the stars up here look kind of warped, which can't be helped since the way that they are is that they're going across like her boob like that, like obviously. But I even either way, I still feel like they could have been made a different way to where, for instance, they were made into like straps. So because it's not a strap, so but maybe if they were like down and made into like straps, I feel like that would have been better. Or she could have had like the jumpsuit, like the like stomach area, or I think what is it called, like the bodice, which is like kind of like the top area. It was almost kind of like a corseted type vibe, so it looks like the stars are coming off, but they're that way they're exactly straight and perfect. So even that way, obviously it would have a little bit of like room here, because when you wear like one of those corsets, like the queens wear those corsets, it looks like they have a little room here, like if they moved down, you'd be able to see everything going on, kind of like that. And then they turn around and they show off their little like star booty, with the tights on, blah blah blah. I mean, it was okay. They look beautiful as usual. I just overall think that the outfit was just a little boring, and I wouldn't say messy. I mean, I guess I would technically say messy because it felt, no, I wouldn't say messy. I would just say a little ill fitted, or like not fitted so well, because I do think that it could have been better with the stars and like obviously with the private area, and it like kind of it looking like it sagged down. You don't want that to look like that in a jumpsuit where it looks like you should pull your thing up some more, because that would make no sense. So I just wish that the fit was a little better in the outfit, which was my main problem. But otherwise they still look pretty good. But I will, if I'm being honest, though they look good, I don't like this outfit. It's a no for me. All right, next up is Joella, who comes out in another Marie Antoinette outfit, the second one that we've seen in this episode. And where Harmona's was basic and just not giving anything, Joella's is not good. I have to hold my phone for this one because I really got to give a good look at everything I don't like. The nude illusion is really bad, especially since it cuts off at the ankles, and since the nude illusion is so bad, and on top of that it has pearls, it just makes it 10 times more obvious that she has it on. I wish that it would have went all the way down to the foot, because then it wouldn't have been as easy to notice. But then on top of that, the nude illusion is bad, like up here on her shoulders. It looks kind of baggy almost. Yeah, hold on, just I'm zooming in. Yeah, it looks baggy. And it looks, I don't know if she padded her shoulders, but it looks like she did, because it looks bulky. Like the nude illusion looks bulky in there. Then this outfit in the front, because she has two outfits. She has one in the front, and then she has like one in the back where it's like kind of like a seduction, like a dominatrix vibe. And this outfit in the front is, like I said, I mean, Nude Illusion is not giving, and it's underwhelming. Um, Nonetheless, the wig is what it is. But it feels like it's going to lean, and in Untucked she kind of had to hold it, and then when she turns around, girl, I was not living. First things first, the wig in the back. The wig in the back is horrible. It's horrible. And I'm laughing because Corey had talked about the wig in Untucked, like, look at the wig, look at the wig, look at the strands. And like, the more I look at it, the worse it is. It is so bad. Once again, I don't like the tights because the Nude Illusion is really not giving. And I mean, once again, another Marie Antoinette look, and it's not a good one. While I do think that we've seen some Marie Antoinette looks, and yeah, it's like, oh, it's repetitive or oh, it's basic, they all still look basic but okay-ish. The reason I don't like them is because they're basic and repetitive. This is just not good. She tried to have her own little twist to it, and I do think that it was more of a hindrance, but it's just, this look is bad. It's bad, which is really a shame because I kind of loved Joella in this episode, especially in Untucked, which we can go ahead and just get into for one quick second. Let's be messy. So Joella, we get into Untucked, and Lana's asking the girls, like, hey, like, what did you guys think of the performances? Joella was like, I wasn't very impressed with some of them. And Lana's like, oh, who? She goes, well, personally, you. And Lana's looking like, is she serious? And Joel's like, yeah, you just really didn't give it to me. You weren't giving me that energy. And the girls were not vibing with it, okay? Because then they later go to the side and be like, girl, you can't say anything when your look was bad and your talent was not good. And I would love to agree. However, in Joella's defense, she was not put in the bottom. One. Number two, it don't matter if her look is ugly. You're the one. She's ranking you. Number three, you asked Lana. And I know that Lana probably was just like, I'm just going to ask a cute little question. But Joella had said flat out in the Untucked, like, I'm going to give my honest answer. I'm not going to, like, bullshit y'all. I'm just going to tell the queen straight up to their face. And that's, honestly, I can't even be mad at Joella. I know a lot of people have been talking about, because she can't talk with her look the way she does. And I hear y'all. But I do kind of respect the fact that she's like, girl, I'm gonna just tell the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm not gonna sit here, you finna ask me how I feel, and I'm gonna go, I thought it was great. No, I'm gonna tell you, I think it could have been better. And I really do like that. I really respect that from them. So, and y'all know, I love a queen that is hated by everybody else. Like, of course, I have my moments where I'm like, I'm not a big fan, but I really, really, really do like Joella. And I think the more that people don't like her, the more I like her, and the more I really do root for her. However, it's not looking like a good running right now because this look was just her look was just so bad. Oh my God. However, I really do hope for more. Also, I love when she looks right at when she's talking to Harmona, she's talking around and she's like, I have an idea who's going to be in the bottom with a case you forgot. And Mona's like, who? And she fully looks around like she wasn't just going to turn back to Miss Lisa and go, I think it's going to be you. What? I love her. 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 I can't. I love her. She's iconic, girl. I really do love her, bro. Moving on. Lucky Stars is next, and their look they said is giving like sponge cakes because they come in this like sponge, this big like sponge head outfit, with soap bubbles all over them, and then when they turn around, they reveal that their butt is just like two sponges giving like sponge cake, obviously. And I have to say, I do really like this look overall for the category, though. I do think that it's not like I don't like it. Almost sounds like a hindrance, kind of a hindrance. The front of their outfit is just so much more interesting with all the bubbles, and it's so much more going on that you really aren't looking like. Of course, you're like, oh, of course, in the butt are sponges, and they already talked about how they were kind of uncomfortable with this challenge because they don't really show their butt, and so they were gonna put their little twist onto it. Um, so they did that, and once again, I do really like this look, and I do think that overall, I guess for the category, it kind of fits. It's just if I was meant to notice their butt the most out of this, I would not. I wouldn't, because I would be like, I'd be like, oh, they have little sponge. Like I said, they have little, sponge butts. But the front though, like they have this whole soap thing. It's very very elaborate. Also, a few people have already mentioned this. I don't I as much as I do love their club kid and I love this whole thing like their club kid and I love that their uniqueness and their makeup and everything. I do want to see what they would look like a more calmed down like beauty beauty outfit or like glam, because I do think that is subjective, but like glam outfit, I would love to see more of what that looks like, especially when it comes to just in general like silhouettes, because they kind of have like this whole thing where their outfits are like obviously big padding and then it's like like the soap or the sponges or whatever. So I would like to see more toned down what they would do. I'd also like to see how they would look if they were in their like if they did drag in their natural skin color, because they always paint their skin a color for it. So I would just I do want to see what would happen if they did that. I don't know if they're going to get critiqued on that or not. I think they will. I think Michelle might be the one to bring it up, because I do want to see just a little bit more, versatility from them. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I yawned. Girl, I'm not even gonna stay on Lucky for too long, because y'all know last episode, every time I talked about them, something was happening. So we're gonna move on. I'm already yawning. I taking that as a sign. Let's go. Next up is Lydia B. Collins. For Who the Life of Me, I lost my notes on it, but I know that their outfit is a reference to something, or at least paying homage to something or someone. That being said, this outfit is beautiful. I think that they look absolutely gorgeous. I love the red. The red. I think it just looks so nice. I love the way that the outfit is like made, or like the silhouette of it with like the curves kind of going in, and then it's just this beautiful red rouging, and then their hair, and then they turn around and they have little spikes on their butt. That is, first things first, that is so cute to me. It's so cute to me. I love it. And I really love this look. I didn't have the notes that I can't find right now, but I didn't have a lot of notes on this outfit in general. I loved the outfit. I thought that they looked great. I think they look amazing. So yeah, let's move on. All right, last but not least is Susie 2, and I lied earlier. I don't know why I said Acacia's outfit reminded me of Romeo and Juliet. I knew someone's did, I just couldn't remember whose, so I associated hers. Susie 2 reminds me of Romeo and Juliet. She walks out in this like period piece outfit that's obviously like back in the late like 80s, the beautiful women, and she drinks a love potion on stage that is supposed to make the men that she wants fall in love with her, but instead turns her bottom half into a donkey. Get it? Ass. donkey. It was a little silly. They're a little silly, but I really did like this outfit. I loved the whole concept. Like I think that I thought the idea was really great and smart. Because no one else thought to do that. So overall, I really enjoyed this outfit. Um, I just want to know, did they? Because I keep thinking, did they have the ears on? When did they pull them out? I have to rewatch it. When did they? When did they pull them? Where did they come from? Because I was kind of looking at, was this always there? Like, am I tripping? Trixie, like, I mean, but overall, I really liked this outfit. I wouldn't say it was, because I was about to say it was simple. No, I thought it was so creative and straight to the point, and I enjoyed myself. So yeah, moving on. Okay, so that is it for the runways. My favorite look, I have to give it to two people. It goes to Lexi and Lana. I didn't pick one. I'm sorry. It's just Lexi's is so creative and it's just so fun and like quirky, while Lana's is just, it's the overall beauty of it. Like sometimes being beautiful is just enough. It truly is. I just think that it is so pretty and I really 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 like it. My least favorite look, or the look that I think was the worst, has to go to Joella. It was repetitive. It was repetitive with the Marie Antoinette, and then on top of that, it wasn't very flattering to me. I quite did not enjoy this look. So unfortunately, that has to go to Miss Joella. Also, just a little tidbit for the judging. Michelle looking straight at the camera when she says
Stop doing Marie Antoinette.
will never not be funny to me, because she's directly talking to the next season girl. Any girl from the next few seasons, no, she's telling y'all specifically,
No more Marie Antoinette.
girl, don't do it. She will read y'all asses for filth. Stop. Okay?
Stop.
All right, I'm pulling out my notes for the talent show, so just know that if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. All right, so first up is Sam Starr, who does this original country song where she kind of tries to like get the girls to say yeehaw with her, and she just talks about who she is overall as a queen and a person. And I think it was cute. It wasn't anything like phenomenal. I do think that she was trying to make it a little like trying to make it funny with the little yeehaw, and while I do think that that was smart, I wish that she would have taken more time to really like enforce the fact that she wanted the girls to say yeehaw, because the first time they didn't, like the people, everybody didn't, and then the second time they didn't, then they didn't do it again. So I wish that she would have just given it a little more time, like, taking pauses so she could be like, so let me hear you say yeehaw, yeehaw, and then like, yeehaw, and then kind of go out, and then be like, that was fine, like I feel like she didn't stay long enough on it for the joke to really land, like, because it did land like a little bit, like I was like, okay, that's funny, but I feel like it didn't give the girls enough time to have the joke really land. And then her overall performance was okay. She kind of just did her little thing around the stage. It was cute. And I just have to say, she did the crunchiest death drop. And listen, I don't death drop, but I could. That was such a crunchy death drop, which I think is even scarier than like the flat out death drops, because girl, if it's crunchy, like you could f up your leg because it's so, because you're like, ugh, it scared me. And also, like, I knew that they were a twink, but Jesus, like, they are so skinny. Also, compared to the rest of their body, I don't know if this is like because of the makeup, compared to the rest of their body, this is just something I noticed, they are like way lighter all the way, like from like chest down than they are up here. And that's just something I noticed with the outfit they're wearing. Which I will say the outfit is really, really cute. I did like the outfit. I thought that they looked really good. But the overall performance, I thought that it was okay. Moving on. All right. Next up is Anya Nerve, who does an original track, and I have to be so honest with y'all. When I first watched this, I was like, I don't get why everybody's living so hard. It was okay. But after rewatching it, I really did enjoy this like performance. I thought that it was real fun. Um I enjoyed like I do think, when you have like a little catchy tune, I think that that was really smart. She did like the whole in out, in out. Like she was teaching us how to do the dance, and I do think that her stage presence is very strong. I was looking for the word. I think that her stage presence is really good. And I very much enjoyed her performance. Um I will say, she is, I mean, it was just her on stage. I would have liked if maybe she had like a prop or something, or if she would have gave us a few more, like a little bit more of some dance moves. Cause of course she moved around, she danced. I thought that it was really, really good. And I thought that was really good. I just wish that she could have had something, to elevate it a little more. I also do think, I do like her outfit. I don't really know how I feel about the little ruffle thing she had here. Um because it really, I would have liked it more if she kind of moved her shoulders more, because then it would have shook more. But she didn't do that, so I really kind of just wish it wasn't there. It's going around your face. It's making your head look smaller and tiny. It makes you look tinier. It makes you look swallowed up. So I would have liked for them to either, and I know that's kind of hard, but I would have liked for them to either be just like a little more outwards, like not so crunched up in her face, like more of just on the sides, but that kind of ruins the dynamic. Or I just would have liked them to not be there, but I get that it adds more to the outfit. But I would have liked, since she had them, I would have liked for her to shake her shoulders just a little harder, just in, that would have given it more. Or how do you, like, in, how to, cause, like, in, in. I don't know. Something. They were there. She should have used it to her full advantage. I don't know. Shut up. Don't talk to me. All right. Overall though, I liked her performance. I liked her look. I liked her look in the performance. I thought that she looked really nice. Also, I find that crazy because she was like, so in the Untucked, the girls were like, oh, I'm also taking into consideration, Joel was like, I'm also taking into consideration, outfits that you wore. And Anya was like, well, we didn't do that for y'all. And I think she told that too, because I think Susie was also said something. Yeah, Susie had said something, and so she was like, well, Susie, I thought your outfit was pretty plain and you won, so we didn't do that for y'all. And if I was Susie, I would have been like, well, girl, I'm doing that. I mean, thank you. Thank you for giving me the win. I do appreciate it. But the way I'm voting, I'm doing that. I'm not gonna stop. Like, I'm not gonna change it up. I'm not gonna not vote because like that, because you said, oh well, we didn't do that for y'all. I didn't think that your outfit was good. Well, you didn't have to think it was good. I still won, and I'm taking into consideration what you wore. So fix your attitude, otherwise I'll put you in the bottom. No, sis, I'm not. Because you voted me a certain way where you're like, I didn't take in consideration your look, does not mean that I'm not gonna take in consideration your look. Sorry, not sorry. Other than that, though, back to the original point, I really did enjoy their performance. I thought that it was so good. And I mean, I am a little shocked, gagged a bit for sure, that they weren't in the top. Like, I understand that sometimes, like, I know that how the queens vote, and sometimes they don't put girls in the top, but I really thought that they would put her in the top, because they were really, because when I looked back at the performance, the girls were enjoying her performance. They were having a good time. So I'm a little shocked that she wasn't in the top. And I do think that this really shows the difference between like the girls voting and like RuPaul's judging. I do enjoy when the girls vote, because we get things like this. For instance, where I think if RuPaul had judged this episode, Anya would have been in the top. And then also, going back a little further, if last episode, if RuPaul had been judging, I think Lucky would have been in the top. But that's not what happened, you know? And that also goes the same for who would have been in the bottom. But, you know, I guess we won't see. I also hope they bring back Raider Queen, because I really do enjoy Raider Queen, but we're gonna move on. All right, next up was Crystal Envy, who does like her a little dance performance, or like a lip sync performance to her own original song, where she's mainly showing off her kicks and flips and like tricks. And while I will never be against those, I do think that when when it's good, it's good. Like I said last episode, there is, when it comes to the talent show, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like, oh, of course, like, I liked this, but it's like, when we're in the talent show, you kind of have to give it a little bit more, you got to give it a little something extra, like Aja. I mean, Aja, obviously she changed the game when it came to her lip sync performance, and I feel like queens have been trying to one up that ever since, but you're not gonna be Aja, like, because Aja, I think Aja was the only one who, and I mean the first, but she was the first one to like kind of win with just doing like tricks and flips and not adding something extra. Obviously she did jump off like a box, but she didn't add something extra. But when it comes to like winning this now, in my personal opinion, you kind of have to do more. You got to give something like Anitra, who did a performance while they also did karate, or Mirage, who did like a stripper-esque performance. And I guess that this me saying this is kind of irrelevant, because spoiler alert, she was in the top anyways. But, and just my personal opinion, as though I did enjoy the performance, it wasn't like, oh yeah, she should be in the top for me, overall, when it came to her outfit, it was okay. I did enjoy the first outfit more with the blue than I did when she took it off. I thought that the outfit was really plain, but she did, she was doing a dance performance, so I thought that the outfit was really good for dancing. And yeah, all right, next up is Mona Lisa, who does stand up. And the second she walked in, or the second they were in the workroom, and the girls was like, oh, what are you doing? And she goes, I'm doing stand up. I was like, girl, it was nice knowing you. Do not do stand up in the talent show. Mary, like, I feel like we've seen this happen multiple times. Every time a girl tries to do stand up, it never goes well. If you're going to do something where you're being funny, it has to be a bit. It cannot be stand up. Like, it cannot be stand up. It never goes well. Bob the drag queen said it best. The best way to do stand up is with other stand up. You need to have other people going up and doing stand up. If you are the only one doing stand up, it will not be good. On top of that, these girls only have like they have 2 minutes, a minute and a half, 2 minutes to do their like performance. And when it comes to stand up, of course, while you can crossing out some jokes, unless people are going to a stand-up show, which one, even if they are, unless people are going to a stand-up show, you gotta kind of get the audience like in the mood to be doing stand-up and be pulling out jokes, so just don't do stand up. Don't do stand up during the talent show. It never goes well. My God. That being said, I don't think this performance was as bad as everybody thought it was. Like, okay, it's that thing, Ross. I'm about to get into my Ross Matthews vibes. But when Drag Race, they do the roast, and you've ever had a queen who's doing a bad job and you're sitting there like, okay, they're doing a bad job, but I actually like her jokes. They're just adding a cricket noise afterwards. That's how I kind of felt. Now, granted, I still think that was a bad idea to do stand-up, and I do think that overall it wasn't that good. But I think that some of the jokes were really funny, and they were just like making it seem like it wasn't funny. I think some of the jokes Harmona was telling were actually pretty funny, and like everybody was just like trying not to laugh. I also think that it's because the queens don't like her, and of course that I think that's another problem. Of course she couldn't predict this because you don't know that the queens are not gonna like you when you go on. You know, you don't know that they're not gonna like your attitude. But sorry. But because the queens don't like her, they're not going to laugh at her jokes because they don't enjoy her. So unless she's like pulling out jokes that you just cannot like, you have to be pulling out the best jokes that the queens are like, I can't just not laugh at this. It's too funny. There's no way that there was no way that she was going to get what she needed from them. One, number two, she couldn't pull those jokes out because you don't have the goddamn time. You have like 2 minutes. It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well. Overall, this was not a good performance. And I was very worried for my girl Harmona. Y'all know I am Harmona fan. So I was sitting there like, Harmona, no. But I mean, she knew the risk of doing this and she still chose to do it. So it's on her. Moving on. All right, next up is Corey King, who does an original track. You know, I think this is like the 5th one. No. This is the 4th one of this episode. And then overall, I think like maybe the 6th or 7th one in the past 2 episodes. But they do an original track about like shaking that ice. And this is because they came in with, they always seem to have like a cup with them, like a drink with them. So there's that. And overall, I thought that their performance was pretty good. I did enjoy myself. Okay, this is something that I have to say, and it's not like it's a pet peeve, but it's not like a real pet peeve. It's just something I always notice when queens who are padded like shake their butts. It's like, and obviously, you know, Corey was working overtime doing it. He was like, you know. But it's like when they shake their padded butts, it's like, girl, it's padded. It's not going to move, which is why I think it's so funny when Corey's like, I'm moving my thighs, girl, because y'all gotta give y'all some shakeage. But I still did enjoy it. The ice cube that came off their outfit is a paid actor, because that little ice cube coming off and rolling, I had me dead. I thought that it was almost on purpose. That had me dead. Okay. This look, it's okay. It is okay. It's a little body. I can't remember who on Untucked said that it was like it was a bodysuit from Amazon, but they weren't wrong. It was giving bodysuit from Amazon. It was cute. It was a little less. It was okay. The outfit was okay, but I did enjoy their performance. I did enjoy the little shake. When it got, I think halfway through, they really started to turn up the vibe, and I was like, okay, yeah, I enjoy it. And a lot of the queens have done this, where it's like, this is a good performance overall. And I mean, I guess you do say that this is a good Drag Race performance, but it's like, you know, I'd go see this at like a bar show. You know, like I'd go see this at a bar show. I would love to go see this at a bar show. And while I think that is good, because obviously that, you know, it's Drag Race, of course the queens are always performing at bars and selling things out. I think what I'm looking for when it comes to these talent shows now, because it's not really a talent show, is who would have the bar sold out. If they were like, oh, this person's performing, they're gonna be performing this, who would have the bar out? Because for instance, Anitra, people would clear the tickets would be cleared, okay? Everybody would be stacked packed to see her perform walk that duck, okay? The same thing goes for Mirage. The seats will be clear to just watch her perform. What is it? I forgot what it's called, but to like watch her perform do her performance, okay? The Aja, Lexi, I guess, because little spoilers. It would be cleared out to watch them do that. So I think I'm trying to put the difference between who could do that and who is like, you know what? I'd go to see it, but I wouldn't be like, oh yes, go, we gotta go see it. And for Corey, it would be like I'd go see it, you know? Like okay, yeah, let's go. I think I'd enjoy myself, you know? Good. And I heard they're gonna do their performance. I would love to see them do it in real life. It's not like oh girl, we're buying tickets to go see them do that. We need to go today. Y'all are so, oh my god, you're so lucky that you got to go. You know, I wasn't giving that vibe. Moving on. All right, next up is Lana Jarre, who does, can you guess? An original track. And they start off the track with like a tidbit of Lux talking, because Lux is their drag mother, talking about, you know, how great they are and go ahead and to gag them for sure. And then they start their performance and they start off a little, one note, and then kind of pick it up, you know, doing a few splits and doing a death drop at the end. And overall, I know that she don't want to hear this, and I doubt she'll ever see this, but Joella was right. It was a bit one note for me. And it wasn't a bad performance, but it was a bit one note for me. I think now I figured out I have 3 categories of performances when it comes to these talent shows. That's how I decide them. So it's the top one being, I would want to go see that show. This would have the seats filled. Everybody would want to go watch this. Everybody rewatch this clip all over again. This is a girl who should be in the top for her lip sync performance or performance in the talent show. Then there's, okay, it was cute. You know, if I had the money, if I had the time, I'd go see it. But I'm not dying to go see it. I think it's okay-ish. And then there's 3 where it's like, I couldn't care. Well, no, actually, I think this is the middle still, where it's like, I couldn't care less. But I do think that that's like lower middle. It's like, I couldn't care less. It was really cute. Yeah. And then there's bottom where it's like, girl, I don't care to see that again. It's like, it's not like it was like, even if it wasn't terrible, I just, it go ahead and give me nothing. And with those categories, I'd have to say that Lana is unfortunately at like 3, where it's like, okay, it was cute. I mean, I wouldn't care if she was like, oh yeah, she popped up and then she says she's gonna do that performance. But also where it's like, oh, you know what? She's there. I'll go see her. I do think that she looks beautiful. I love her outfit. I love that she just knows how to freaking dress. Choosing this bright orange goes beautiful with her. Oh my god. But her performance really didn't do it for me. I did like her split. I am always there for a good time split, and she does it at like this perfect time, and it was really nice. And then the death drop at the end, girl, I don't know how to do a death drop. I've learned how to do like like a quick split and everything, but a death drop, girl, that's how you do a death drop. Okay, Samstar. That is how you do a death drop. Not that crunchy ass shit that you was giving us. Girl, I couldn't do a death drop. I couldn't even do what Samstar would do. If I tried to do what they did, I quite literally would break my neck, leg, and back. So just know that everything I'm saying is coming from a place of fun and love. And I'm just, y'all. Moving on. All right. Last but not least was Lexi Love, who does, you guessed it, her own original track, but she is performing on roller skates. And, it starts off and she's kind of just skating around. And I mean, I'm enjoying myself. And she's in, first things first, I want to talk about her outfit. She's in like this like pop girl outfit, which like, honestly, I think it would appeal to like both, like everybody. Like I would love, I that outfit was so cute. I really did enjoy it. Um, and she comes out, she's skating around, giving her thing. And then, like, halfway through, or like right closer to the end, she goes, "The bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. Let's see how hard this hoe can go, or how far this hoe can go." And she starts kicking out flips and splits. And I think she does like 5 splits in a row. And then at the end, like, makes a little like bird noise, and it's like, oh crap. And can I just say, at the end, when she takes that breath, she's like, she looks so hot. This was the best performance of the night. Honestly, if I'm being honest, not to shade any of the other girls, this was not only the best performance of the night, but in my opinion, the only performance like a contender of winning. Like, while I think some of the other girls could have been in the top, I'm like, if RuPaul could have just flat out chose, there would be no question that Lexi won the damn thing. She did amazing. I enjoyed that performance. Once again, her doing like 5 splits in a row in roller skates, and she made it look so smooth. It was just all time so good and fun. And then just like the little end where she's kind of like, "Oh, I'm so dizzy," which I bet she actually was, but it was so smart, it was so fun, and I would for sure go see that. I would for sure, if I had the money and time, I would for sure go see that. I know that she would sell out. People would love to see her do that performance again. She did amazing. I know that it sounds like I'm really just giving her love, but she did amazing. I freaking loved it. And honestly, I have to say, out of everybody's performance in the past 2 episodes, she did the best. She was great. I loved it. I really did. All right, so that is it for the talent show. And just a little my opinion. Can we I think everybody's been talking about this. Let's not call it a talent show anymore. Not everybody's including a talent, especially since more than half of the performances are just that, like lip sync dance performances. We could call it a variety show, because they've called it a variety show. I don't know why they keep calling it a talent show. But we can call it a variety show or something else, because it's not a talent show anymore. It is also getting a little bit repetitive, because we've been seeing it season after season. And while I do think Rate a Queen is a good add-on for that, I don't know, I don't want to see it anymore, especially since while we have other challenges that I guess you could say get repetitive, like for instance, I think the challenges that we had first were, the outfit making outfits. I actually prefer the design challenges as the first episode more than I prefer these talent shows as the first episode. I really do kind of think that they should have stayed in the realm of just all stars. That's just my opinion though. So yeah, but I do think that we got to figure something else out. That's neither here nor there. I'm not a judge nor a producer, so what can I do? I could voice my opinion, because your opinion does matter. Remember that. All right, so the talent show ends, as I said, and it's time for the queens to do Rate a Queen. And we could talk about the Untucked. I already talked about it, how messy it was, and it is pretty obvious who the bottom is gonna be. And I do think that it is kind of obvious who the top is gonna be. We obviously know who is gonna be in the top with Lexi, but as for who would be in the top with her, I do think there are a few options. While I do think that Anya Nerve was a contender to be in the top, I also saw Corey King, and I know that a lot of people didn't see Corey King because of their look, but I did see it because I just think that everybody overall would enjoy their performance. So those were the two I saw probably being in the top with her personally. And then of course we have Crystal Envy, and now this is not me trying to like be shady. I I didn't see them being in the top because I thought that even though everybody enjoyed their performance, I thought that they just enjoyed Anya Nerve's performance more or Corey's performance more. I also just thought that because of what it looks like in the alliances, that Corey would get voted more votes. But it was a little weird because, not a little weird, it was a little crazy because we had so many different people voting in different places. Like, for instance, Arietti and Lana had a pack, so Arietti automatically is going to vote them to the top. And then we know a few people are going to vote Lexi to the top anyways because of how good her performance was. But then for instance, you have Jewel Sparkles who votes Sam Star to the top because they didn't want them to leave so soon. So it was a lot going on, you know? And I do think that played a big role in how obviously that plays a big role in how who's going to be in the top or not, because there were some people who voted Corey to like 5th, and I was like, oh, 5th? Really? I'm a little shocked, you know, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. And so the girls are doing all of these votings, and the top queens are, let me take a good look. The top queens are Lexi Love and Crystal Envy. And I do very much agree with Lexi Love. I understand why Crystal Envy was up there because I do think that the performance was pretty good. I just thought, like I said, I just thought that the queens would have voted, or I thought that the queens would have voted for Anya Nerve because they seemed to really like her performance. They made it seem like they really enjoyed it. But a lot of them also did not enjoy her runway look, and now I think that runway is being taken into accountability. And a lot of the girls probably got the references, even though I didn't get it. They got the references of Crystal Envy, which is probably why she was voted into the top. But overall, I'm not mad at this top 2. And they lip sync to Alter Ego by Doechii, who is the special guest judge. And I didn't even mention this, and I probably shouldn't even talk about it because I just started. Listen, I am not like a longtime fan. I'm sorry. I did just start listening to Doechii, but I am falling in love with their music. Obviously, I'm listening to their newest hit song, which is "Denial Is a River." I literally can't stop singing it. I can't. I love. They're so pretty. I just. But anyways, Crystal Envy and Lexi Love have to lip sync to Doechii's Alter Ego. To see these two white queens have to lip sync to this girl song was crazy. But I am glad that it was them because they, of course, pulled out all the tricks and flips. And I gotta be honest, I was a little disappointed because I was hoping Lexi would do her performance in her skates, but they didn't. However, overall, they did the damn thing. Or they were doing tricks, flips, and kicks, and they were giving me face. They were emoting. I really, really liked it. I do think that Lexi won by this much. When they started pulling out the stripper moves, I very much, the little upside down stripper moves, I very much was like, oh yeah, they got it in the back. Because for a second I was like, I don't know who's gonna go to, and then I thought it might go to Crystal because they were pulling out everything. They were doing all their kicks and flips and tricks, and I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna get it. But I think Lexi did edge them out just a little bit, and they end up winning the lip sync, and they get their first win under their belts, and many more to come, I assume. I'm very glad. I do think that the right person was chose. So there's that. And now we have to move on to the bottom. So the bottom is A Case You Forgot. And then after the queens voted, the other bottom is Harmona Lisa. And I'm so disappointed, but I saw this coming. And they end up lip syncing to Yes and by Ariana Grande. And A Case You Forgot had been talking about how they wanted to lip sync against Hormona because they felt like they could beat her. And though I love Hormona, I have to agree with Acacia. I really was like, if I were to lip sync against anybody, I would think I could beat Hormona in a lip sync. That's just me personally. I mean, they obviously didn't give us their lip sync style, but they don't seem like they're a lip syncer. And then it just wasn't looking well for them in the lip sync. They were in this gown that was holding them back, and as I said, I immediately knew that Acacia was going to use her outfit as like a little gag, to turn around and show off her butt. And I knew that that they were going to use that. And for a second, I will say for 1 second, when it first started, I was like, okay, Harmona seems to be really giving with her face. I think she might have it. But Acacia took that real quick, okay? And after the lip sync is over, we figure out that Acacia wins. And though I love Hormona, I do have to agree. So Acacia wins, she gets to stay, and then Hormona is told to wait 1 second. Do they want a second chance? RuPaul be playing with these girls' lives. Do you know how upset I would be if I did a whole lip sync and then now it's like, well, girl, hold on, do you want another chance? Nah, I don't. Don't play with me. Like, I don't have time. Oh my God. Anyways, RuPaul asks Harmona if they want a second chance, and they said, of course. And then Michelle comes out in a goddamn bathing suit standing over water. All right. And then they put a bunch of levers in front of Harmona. And they say, there are 2 levers that will dunk Michelle in this water. If you pick the right lever, you get another chance to stay. You will be safe and you can go to the back of the stage. And all the girls in the back are like, oh my God, what do you mean? And now Harmona has her second chance to stay. So, there are 10 levers. You have 2 chances to pick the right lever. Harmona picks lever number 7. And would you believe it? It dunks Michelle in that damn water and she gets to stay. I have many thoughts on this. One being, I would have gone home because I always choose my lucky number, which is lucky number 8. So my ass would have got home. Number 2, the girls see that Harmona gets to stay and they are pressed as paninis. And I love it. I was the second Harmona pulled that lever and Michelle got dunked, I was like, oh, these girls gonna be mad. These girls gonna be mad, and I don't care because I love Harmona. I know that she brings the drama. I know that people don't want her there, and honestly, the more they don't want her there, the more I want her there. And also, production wants her there before that drama, for the fact that people don't want her there. Because, third thought, let's be so serious. The lever was rigged. Mortis. Now, of course, I am not saying that there's no way that Harmona couldn't have pulled the right lever, but there is no way that Harmona could have pulled the right lever. Because the lever wasn't attached to anything. I mean, they did just put it in front of her. So it's like, where would it have been attached to? Because it wasn't attached to Michelle. It wasn't attached to Michelle. Let's be so serious. It wasn't attached to the machine she was on. It was not attached to the machine she was on. So it was definitely rigged. They definitely wanted to keep her. And it's just, I do like this twist, but it's also just the thought of somebody else is gonna get this lever that they don't want to go home. And if this is like season 14 again, where it's like, oh yes, you got this lever, but also we're not gonna send anybody home because it's a double Shantae. I don't know if I can take it. I don't know if I can take it because season 14 took 30 years. I don't want that again. Do you hear me? I don't want it again. So if the next person who gets this lever, we better not have no double Shantaes. We better have no one's going home. We better have no, wait, Candy, I love Harmona. We better not have no Harmona, wait, actually, I'm not ready for you to go. Even if it means my faves got to go, let's wrap it up. Something has to give. Let's not do this thing where we keep everybody for 30 years, okay? None of that. Okay? Sorry, I got a little upset there. Anyways, Harmona gets to say the girls are pressed, and we move on to the end of the episode. My overall thoughts, as I said, please get rid of do something different with the talent show. We don't need it anymore. And then my overall thoughts on this season, I do think it's the only first 2 episodes, and I think because of the talent show, I'm just not really feeling it overall because of that. And so I am excited to get into the 3rd episode because I know that it is a design challenge, and I love the design challenge episodes. If y'all don't know this, I love the design challenge episodes. So I am very ready for that, and hopefully I will get a better feeling on the season, because right now it's just kind of like my excitement for it is and I don't, like I said, I don't really blame that on anybody but production. I do think that they need to change up the premiere. I get that they're trying to like one up every year now, but it's like, girl, come on, let's just do something a little different, in my opinion. Let's scrap it. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna pick someone who I think is gonna go home next, and then who I think our winner is gonna be overall. If I had to pick who I think is going to go home next, seeing as though I do know what the next episode is, which is a design challenge. I don't know the queens. I don't know how they style. I can't remember who sews or not. But just based off pure outfits and looks, Acacia or Joa. I think that's gonna be a case, in case you forgot. I don't know if they could sew, and so far their looks are like, some of their looks haven't been bad, but also I haven't been super impressed with all of their looks. And I would say it's Joella, but I just have a feeling that Joella, like, even though Joella didn't really give me anything in her performance, I just have a feeling that Joella can do a good lip sync. So I see her, if she's in the bottom, I still see her not going home because she does a good lip sync. So I would have to pick Acacia Forgot for that sake. But I guess we'll have to see next week. And for my winner of the season overall, it is for sure Lexi Love. I think that I think that they are going to go super freaking far. I'm pretty sure they're going to make it to the finale. If they don't, I honestly will be shocked. Like, I know that we're 2 episodes in, but if they don't make it to the finale, I honestly would be shocked. They have good looks. They are funny. They're charismatic. I just want to see how they do, like, in a general funny like challenge, and then I will be set. But I think that they are a contender to win. I think that they are my winner. If not them, Ariadne, because I love Ariadne and I think that they're amazing. I think they're beautiful and I think they're wonderful, and I love them. And yeah. Ooh, girl, y'all better have your paw. I told you we was gonna be here for a while. We was here longer than last episode. In this episode, I thought that I was talking real good. But I really do hope y'all enjoyed this episode of me reviewing Drag Race Season 17, Episode 2. If you did, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video everywhere. And then go down in the description below. Follow me on my Instagram. Follow me on my Twitter. Follow me on all my social medias. Please and thank you. And remember, if you don't feel seen, I see you. And if you don't feel loved, I love you. You are loved. Bye.